is DeVon Westmoreland. I'm from Chicago, South Side. Grew up off 79th Street, and I attended Avalon Park Elementary as well as High Park High School. Went down to Southern University, played baseball, also played baseball at High Park, and finished up at Illinois State. Well, I had heard about Coach Mayden because several of my high school teammates had played for Coach. My high school coach, Coach Art Hirams, had recommended that I tried to play for him while I was in high school. So I already knew Coach Mayden before I actually got to meet him. So when I did finally get to meet him, it was in 1990, the summer of 1990, trying out for his travel team. What was that experience like being a part of Coach Mayden's program? It was eye-opening. Even though I had already had an opportunity to attend college very early and play baseball in the South as a walk-on, I still was high school age. And the beauty of it was I was still a high school student. So it was eye-opening to play in Minnesota and to play in Tennessee and know that I actually could play the game because the guys I was playing with were top-notch players from Chicago. Our team, I mean, if you know anything about the city, you know that High Park CVS rivalry. That's always difficult to put together sometimes. But I think over time, and then of course you had a High Park Kenwood rivalry between some of the other teammates. But overall, at the end of the day, once you leave and you put on the same uniform, you find a way to get through those difficulties of prior, prior issues because you were rivals. And, all that mattered was South Shore at that point. So I think all of us pretty much got along, as far as especially on some of the trips, especially in Tennessee, and overall, like I said, I think at the end of the day, you want to win. You ain't got time to be worrying about whether oh man, I don't like you because you played for Kenwood or this, that, another. We got on the same uniform now. I think we were able to, once we started getting to know one another, more so common ground, I think the chemistry really started to work, and everybody's pretty encouraging, in my experience as far as chemistry was concerned. How much trash talking? It was quite a bit. It was quite a bit because, if you think about it, Coach, I was an 18-year-old college freshman. So, most of my teammates were high school students. So I had my senior year in high school. I senior high school in Louisiana. So I was a little mature, but at the same token, I was still just like them. It's just I had an extra year that most people wouldn't have. So my experience was different because, just on my reflection, the guys looked at me for guidance and didn't realize we were the same age. So sometimes they'd be talking to me like, hey, what we supposed to do? Like, man, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Behind the scenes on the road trips, they was amazing. Because, like I said, off the field, I think where our chemistry grew, especially being on the trips, was we got to know one another. And we just got to know that, we all had the same drive. We all had the same of course, at that time, most of us wanted to play pro baseball. And so naturally, most of our conversations will revolve around that. But the other thing was you found out that everybody pretty much had the same interests. So, for example, we was in Johnson City and you had to pull us off. You had to grab us out of the club because we decided we're going to act like minor league ball players from another town. I mean, it was experiences like that allowed us that camaraderie to grow, because everybody pretty much had, the same interests. It's like, okay, let's have some fun. We ain't in Chicago no more. Let's see what we can do without losing the focus of winning the tournament. Well, Coach Mayden, he was a straight shooter. If you played for Coach Mayden, that means you had to have some talent because Coach Mayden always had a guy ready to go that could replace you. So the level of competition was such that I just enjoyed being a part of it because, your team, Coach Mayden's team taught me how to create competition, but not only how to create competition, how to create a focus on an end goal. And what I mean by that is it's just real simple. What are we going to do within reason and not cheating to win the game? That's it. So that's what's more important than how Coach Mayden would build a group of guys who really didn't know each other. And he would take them and just say, hey, let's focus on this, this, and this. Most of you guys know how to play baseball, so I'm not going to get in the way. I'm going to make sure you do what we need to do to win. But at the same token, Coach Mayden let us play. He let us learn the game so that whatever team we went on to play, we were able to apply that skill in our future endeavors. And in my case, I used that same skill when I myself became a coach. What's wonderful is that, what Coach Mayden, what you were able to do as far as bringing guys, especially in our time, because those times were really, really hectic as far as socially. You couldn't be in certain neighborhoods or you couldn't be in certain places after certain hours. So to have guys who really couldn't go and be with one another off the field until, we got on the field, it was amazing to see the chemistry grow because once again, several of my teammates who, of course, once again, they went to CVS. I went to Hot Park. So there was no way I would be caught over there after hours. It's just that even though I knew a lot of people on that side. So when we started playing together and, I look at now, for example, Jeff Lattimore, Lou Collier, those are guys who I still consider friends and they still consider me friends. And through Facebook, we're able to connect and, still have those kinds of conversations. And that wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Coach Mayden's team.